Hello, everyone. This is a very special edition of Shadow Shoots where you actually get me on camera. And actually, let me turn on the lights so you can see me a little better. Sorry for the fan noise. Fan and the light are on the same switch. I wanted to talk about this one thing that has come up recently in wrestling, which is for lack of a better phrase, fat shaming coming in somewhere in WWE. We don't know exactly where, on one Kevin Owens. Now, if you look at Kevin Owens' body, yeah, he's not the, picture of very jacked, physical kind of guy. He's got a gut. He's big. But the thing is, Kevin Owens does an awful lot of athletic things in the ring. Whether you pass wrestling off as being scripted or not. It is a very athletic enterprise. It is an athletic form of entertainment, much like doing stunt work in movies. So that's undeniable. And Kevin Owens does his work very well in the ring. He does a lot of great athletic feats that most people wouldn't normally imagine someone of his weight and size and shape to do. But apparently, for someone in the WWE, we don't know who, might be Kevin Dunn, might be not, might be Vince McMahon, might be not. We've heard possibilities that it's not one of those two, that maybe it's somebody else. It doesn't matter who it is, because whoever it is an idiot, and they're not watching their own programming. I mean, just look at his past feud with John Cena. However angry I am at how it ended, which a lot of us fans are, one thing is undeniable. All of those matches are at least 4 or 4.5 stars. I would argue, endings notwithstanding, that there's at least one 5-star match in there as well. Both he and John Cena have been doing a hell of a lot in that ring to really tell the story of their matches and entertain the crowd and get them into it, pulling out stuff that they haven't used in years, both of them, especially in John Cena's case. And, yeah, John Cena, okay, yeah, he's, your traditional kind of buff, all-American guy. Okay. But Kevin Owens is most definitely not. Like I said, he's got a little bit of a gut there. And he's been taken to task from someone because of it, even though the evidence is clearly there that his body does not affect his ability to wrestle in any way, shape, or form. Oy. Oh, humanity is a diverse species. An exceptionally diverse species. I mean, just go back at some of the videos. Look at David, and then look at me. Go to Ace of Hearts Gaming, see what David looks like, and then look at me. There's an example of diversity there. There's a wide variety of skin tones out there. There's heights, weights, abilities of physical strength, gender differences, and even I would go as far to say as style differences would account too, because different people in different cultures have their different styles. We are an incredibly diverse species. But the thing is, our diversity is one of our strengths, and just because we have certain things about us that are different relative to someone else doesn't mean we can't do things just as well or as better than them. You take a look at the people that are most commonly pushed by the likes of Vince McMahon and whatever else. Yeah, they're the bigger, stronger, jacked guys. They're the ones that look like they work out all the time. But there are a lot of people there who are leaner cut that unfortunately don't get their due, even though they're amazing athletes, because they don't have muscles within muscles, They don't have muscles on top of muscles. And that's not right either. And basically having to be told or having it insinuated that you're not going to go much of anywhere, or that you're being pushed less because of your body type is in fact discrimination. It's not one that's commonly called out on, but it is discrimination. And it does not fly with this boy. Not at all. Okay? You know, I mean, you know what I think of when I see Kevin Owens? When I see the things that he does in the ring with his body type? I think of a Marvel Comics character who was prominently featured in the Spider-Man animated series back in the 90s that I freaking loved to watch. Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. Okay? He is a hulking big man. And by all accounts, he looks to be fat because he wears really, really large suits. But the thing is that his size is a facade. His appearance of being just a big blob is a facade. He is athletically gifted. He is strong, and in addition to his strength, he's also got a lot of charisma. There's a reason why he's called the Kingpin. It's because most of the organized crime in New York City, in the Marvel Universe, can be traced back to Fisk. So, you know, you look at him, yeah, you just think, oh, he's just another, you know, Don Corleone, big, fat, crime leader guy. No, he will grab a superhero in a bear hug and crush their bones. He's done that to Spider-Man, who has proportionate strength because of his spider DNA. He has more strength in him, Spider-Man does, and yet, if Fisk gets a bear hug on him, it hurts like hell. It's potentially life-threatening because he's big, but he's brutal. And that's what Kevin Owens is. He's bigger, but he can pull off fantastically athletic moves. He can beat you 6 ways to Sunday and back again. And, again, like Wilson Fisk, on top of that, he's got mental acuity. He's got a high degree of intelligence that he uses to fuck with people. Yes, because, you know, Kevin Owens, supreme troll. You know, he's the classic archetype of the heel who can beat you down when he has the ability to. If he's backed into a corner and he's in a fight, he will not hold back and he can, in fact, kick your ass. But he likes to dance around it just because he can, because, haha, I'm a dick. You know, that's how it works. And Kevin Owens works great in that role, because when it comes down to brass tacks and his butt is on the line, he can go and he will beat your ass down. He will hold his own against anybody, be it smaller people like Sami Zayn or Adrian Neville. I almost said Aaron Neville. I have music on the brain, I'm sorry. Yeah, he'll go against, you know, Adrian Neville, smaller guys like Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, more mid-range strength guys like Finn Balor, or the more powerful main event guys like John Cena. You know, I imagine you put him up against the Roman Reigns and such, and that's going to be a pretty good fight there too. Kevin Owens might have to carry it, but he's been in matches with, you know, Cesaro and Rusev, and has come out looking fantabulous, you know, on those fights there, going against 2 guys, you know, and Rusev, big hulking brute of a man, and Kevin Owens can still beat his ass down any day, because he can. The only reason why he takes shortcuts is because he can. Because he's a dick. So, you know, to me, Kevin Owens' body shape is not that big of a deal, really. If anything, it underscores the fact that he's got the character of being, you know, the dad who is doing anything for his family, albeit by being a dick. So, you know, it really underscores the fact that he is very unassuming, but if you underestimate him at your own peril, because he will catch you in a bad spot, He will pull something out that you didn't expect, and he will beat you into the ground. That's the kind of character Kevin Owens is. That's the kind of person Kevin Owens is. And some people have suggested maybe he can't, get like really lean and toned and jacked because of medical condition. And there's probably that too. That is a thing. There are some people who actually cannot slim down because, things with their metabolism that they can't fix. I will not say anything definitive for that because I don't know in Kevin Owens' case, but I do know it's a possibility. Me, I'm stuck around the neighborhood of 160 because my metabolism only started slowing down in about the last year or so. So, for the years I was skinny as hell. Some people might think that is a blessing. I don't, because it means I'm not as strong as I can be. But, we do what we must with what we have. So yeah, I really don't get it. I don't get what the deal is with his body. Why are people so hung up on professional wrestlers having to be muscle-bound brutes? It makes no sense because it denies the athletic capability of people of multiple sizes. And, you look at some of the larger guys, and yeah, there are some of the larger guys who get winded before they ever get into the ring, or breaking out in sweat before they ever get into the ring. Looking at you, Mark Henry. But Kevin Owens isn't one of those guys. He doesn't get winded that easily. You look, his matches against John Cena went on for 20-odd minutes each. And aside from, the storyline of the match rest spots, you get the feeling that these guys could have gone back and forth pretty much endlessly for about 20 minutes. But, of course, with selling and psychology and all that, they didn't. But, that's just, with these matches, like I said, you have to tell a good story. You have to make it entertaining. There have to be highs and lows. It can't all just be otherwise it gets boring. But yeah, you look through it and no, he's not burnt out 5 minutes in. He doesn't get burnt out until precisely when the storyline in the match says, okay, take a break, collect yourself, get ready for the next big surge of moves. So that's how it works in wrestling. That really is just, it's that simple. That's how it works. So, yeah, he's not one of those guys who just gets so tired so easily, gets blown up so quickly. He's a big guy, yeah, but he works full matches and high quality matches because he works to do that. And don't think for a minute he doesn't work out. He has to. He is an athletic entertainer. In order to do professional wrestling, no matter what your body type is, you have to be in peak physical condition. And if you honestly think that Kevin Owens isn't putting in work to keep himself in peak physical condition so he can go out there and wrestle and make money for his family, then you are mistaken, and I would like to tell you you're wrong. But you thought I was going to go somewhere badass and angry with that, but that's not how I roll. I'm not a fighter. Just look at me. I know what my limitations are, okay? So yeah, just think about it. He does this for a living. He's been doing this for a living for several decades, and his body type has not changed all that much at all, if any, in the entire, decade and a half or so that he has been wrestling. He was that size in Ring of Honor. And did anyone in Ring of Honor ever say anything about it? No. Why? Because he was going out there and busting his ass. He was having a great feud with the likes of, El Generico and Samoa Joe and some other feuds that I don't even remember. Going out there and busting his ass, having great feuds with people, and I guarantee you, not a single damn one of them ever made a crack at his weight. So, But someone wrote it into the script for Randy Orton to make a fat joke at Kevin Owens on WWE programming. Maybe it was Randy Orton going into business for himself. I wouldn't be surprised. By all accounts, he is a dick. A legitimate dick. But whoever is responsible for this, let me give you a little bit of advice. If you are going to have someone who is supposed to be a face of the company, by the way, say something that might alienate people in your audience who identify with the person that it is directed to in some way, shape, or form, you are not doing something that's best for business. You are, in fact, fucking up. You are, in fact, an idiot. Because Randy Orton's supposed to be a face. If he was a heel saying something like that, okay. You can have heels get away with that because heels are going to be booed. They're supposed to be getting booed anyway. Randy Orton is a face of the company. He's supposed to be one of those people that the audience looks at and wants to root for because they like this guy. And I know Randy Orton's supposed to be the edgier kind of face. He's supposed to be, the lovable badass. I get that. But that doesn't mean you can get away with doing something like this. It doesn't mean that you can get away with having him do something like this. It's not right in any way, shape, or form, and you should be ashamed for having done this. And, you know what? I'm not going to offer a message of support to Kevin Owens because I don't think he needs my support. I think he knows the kind of man he is. I think he knows what he's capable of, and I believe he is doing the due diligence. So you know what? I'm not going to give some lighthearted platitudes to him because I don't think he needs them. He's doing all right for himself. He doesn't necessarily need my validation for that. Especially when I'm not actually in there in an arena paying money to watch him. Just watching the free programming that I can get on my TV. He doesn't need that from me. But what WWE needs from folks like us is to not let them get away with this shit. This is by no means kosher. And I, for one, don't think it's right. There's no way you can justify this. Like I said, if Randy Orton was the heel and Kevin Owens was the face, there's kind of some justification there. Because heels are allowed to say things that will piss people off because that's their job. But Randy Orton is a face. And if you have a face do something like this, what it basically tells kids is that, go ahead, make fun of your friends that are fat. Make fun of that kid in the corner who has an eating disorder. Make fun of that kid in the corner who's scrawny as hell for no fault of his own. Make fun of that kid in the corner who just wants to be your friend, but he's a few pounds obese. You don't know what his struggles are. You don't know what he's trying to do. You don't know if he's trying to get himself in shape or not. You don't know if, you don't know what their life is. And you're just going to go, ha, you're fat, fuck you. And fuck people who think that's okay. Unless it is, in Kevin Owens' case, unless it is seriously damaging his ability to work, and it is seriously damaging his health, I don't want him to look any different than how he is. Because he is at his best playing the character that he is playing right now, and his looks only help enhance that character. he is who he is. And part of who he is the fact that he's not one of those uber buff, jacked up guys. Would you be wanting, for instance, someone had brought this up in comments on Cage Side Seas, would you want Bray Wyatt to be a jacked up roid monkey? No. That wouldn't make sense. He's a backwoods, southern cult leader, redneck guy. Those guys, aren't necessarily going to be, hitting the protein supplements or drinking eggs or, hitting the weights hard every day. That doesn't go with that kind. It doesn't go with the kind of person he is. It doesn't go with the character he's trying to play. It doesn't make any sense. You can't tell somebody to do something that either they are physically incapable to do, or that it makes no sense for them to be doing with the kind of personality that they have and the kind of body that they have, because you don't know what's going on inside there. You don't know what's going on in the power plant. Maybe not everything's running at 100% efficiency. It happens. We're humans. We're all different. We're not perfect. We're not all Supermen. Fucking deal with it.